We observe and interact with our universe in several distinct ways. Stars are born, planets revolve in their orbits, and lives come into existence and eventually cease. The universe appears to follow a set of natural laws. However, what if beneath these fundamental principles lies a hidden code, a matrix of consciousness that shapes and molds reality itself? This idea suggests that the universe is not just a stage where natural laws play out, but a vast canvas painted by the brushstrokes of a deeper, pervasive consciousness. Throughout history, the quest to unravel these profound mysteries has brought together the greatest minds from various civilizations. From the ancient sages who pondered the cosmos to the contemporary thinkers who push the boundaries of our understanding, there is a continuous thread that weaves through the fabric of time: the relentless pursuit of comprehending the fundamental laws that govern existence. Yet, what if there is more to this narrative? What if the very essence of these natural laws is intertwined with the consciousness that perceives and observes them? This notion challenges our conventional understanding and opens up a realm of possibilities where consciousness itself could be the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe. Imagine if the foundational laws of physics, chemistry, and biology are not just arbitrary rules, but are instead deeply connected to a universal consciousness. This consciousness could be the force that not only observes, but also influences and shapes the cosmos. This idea transforms our perception of the universe from a mechanical system to a dynamic, living entity, intricately connected to the consciousness that experiences it. The exploration of these concepts has long fascinated humanity. Ancient philosophers and modern scientists alike have sought to understand whether our reality is purely physical or if it is fundamentally connected to a universal mind. Could it be that our consciousness does not merely reside within us, but extends into the universe, influencing its very fabric? As we delve deeper into these questions, we begin to see the universe not just as an arena of natural phenomena, but as a profound interplay of consciousness and matter. This perspective invites us to reconsider our place in the cosmos and to explore the profound connections between our minds and the universe at large. This expanded understanding challenges us to look beyond the surface of natural laws and to seek the deeper, hidden connections that might reveal a conscious universe, one where the observer and the observed are intricately linked in the dance of existence. Mainstream physics tells us that the universe has undergone significant transformations since its inception. Initially, it began as a searingly hot plasma, expanding over billions of years. This primordial state eventually cooled and coalesced into atoms and molecules, leading to the formation of stars, galaxies, and planets. Life, as we know it, emerged much later in this timeline, bringing with it the phenomenon of consciousness, particularly evident in human beings. While it is clear that other creatures exhibit forms of consciousness, the extent and nature of their self-awareness remain elusive. The exact point at which humans became conscious, self-aware entities is still a subject of intense study and speculation. We do know that the development of the human brain, which is generally considered the seat of consciousness, was a process that unfolded over millions of years. Beyond this, much about the origins and mechanisms of consciousness remains shrouded in mystery. The idea that humans might be the only fully conscious, self-aware beings in the universe seems improbable. Our planet orbits a star that is one among 100 billion in the Milky Way galaxy alone, and the universe contains billions of such galaxies. This immense scale suggests that it is much more likely that fully conscious beings exist scattered throughout the cosmos. Yet, whether we are alone in this vast expanse or not is perhaps less significant. The emergence of consciousness must have a source. It did not materialize out of nothing. Some argue that the universe and everything within it are the results of random events, suggesting that even the laws of nature are products of chance. However, the very presence of consciousness challenges this view. Cognition is not a random process. It indicates a deeper, inherent order within the universe. More than anything else, consciousness signifies that natural order is real and fundamental. Reflecting on the journey from the universe's fiery origins to the development of conscious life, we can see that consciousness is not a mere byproduct of random events, but a profound element of the cosmic order. This realization invites us to explore further the intricate relationship between the universe and consciousness, recognizing that our awareness is a testament to the underlying structure and harmony of existence. Thus, as we continue to probe the mysteries of consciousness and its origins, we are reminded that our quest for understanding is part of a larger narrative, one that connects us to the vast, conscious universe in which we live. This exploration challenges us to look beyond the apparent randomness and to seek out the deeper connections that reveal the true nature of our existence. The 17th century philosopher Benedict de Spinoza did not subscribe to the notion that the universe came about by chance. In his seminal work, Ethics, Spinoza wrote, "Nothing in the universe is contingent, but all things are conditioned to exist and operate in a particular manner by the necessity of the divine nature." This perspective aligns with the philosophical theory known as Panpsychism, which posits that consciousness is a fundamental and ubiquitous aspect of the universe. Panpsychism is not a novel concept. It has appeared in various forms throughout history, across different cultural and religious contexts. Ancient philosophers, such as Thales of Miletus, who believed that everything is full of gods, and Plato with his theory of forms, implicitly embraced aspects of panpsychism. Similarly, the Neoplatonist philosopher Plotinus proposed that the world soul imbues all of existence with consciousness. In modern times, this idea has continued to find proponents among prominent thinkers. For instance, the renowned British philosopher Alfred North Whitehead developed a process philosophy that suggests that even the smallest entities possess some form of experience. Thomas Nagel, an influential contemporary philosopher, has also entertained panpsychist ideas, especially in his work Mind and Cosmos. Galen Strawson, another significant modern philosopher, explicitly argues for panpsychism, suggesting that experience or consciousness is a fundamental aspect of all physical reality. Despite its ancient roots, panpsychism is not merely an outdated or mystical notion. It has evolved to include modern, secular, and even scientific arguments. For example, contemporary discussions around consciousness and quantum mechanics often touch upon panpsychist ideas. The Integrated Information Theory, IIT, proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, while not explicitly panpsychist, resonates with the idea that consciousness can be a property of any system with integrated information. Thus, panpsychism remains a relevant and compelling framework for understanding consciousness. It bridges the gap between ancient philosophical traditions and modern scientific inquiry, offering a profound perspective on the nature of reality. By considering consciousness as an intrinsic feature of the universe, panpsychism challenges us to rethink our place in the cosmos and the fundamental principles that govern existence. The belief that the universe is pervaded by consciousness has been a recurring theme in the works of philosophers from ancient times to the present day. Spinoza's deterministic view of the universe as operating under the necessity of divine nature, along with the contributions of thinkers like Thales, Plato, Plotinus, Whitehead, Nagel, and Strawson, underscores the enduring and evolving nature of panpsychism. This theory continues to inspire philosophical and scientific exploration. Regardless of whether you adhere to religious beliefs or not, there is a high likelihood that at least one of these three statements will challenge and possibly transform your perspective on the world around you. The first statement revolves around what is known as the Integrated Information Theory, IIT. There is likely one point of consensus when discussing consciousness. It is an extraordinary and enigmatic phenomenon. Scientists encounter significant challenges when attempting to understand consciousness through first principles or the reductive process typical of modern science. Unlike the seamless integration that often characterizes scientific exploration, consciousness resists straightforward emergence from fundamental components like neurons or atoms, frustrating efforts to pinpoint its origins. The subjective experiences of color, such as the vividness of red, or emotions like joy, collectively referred to as qualia, illustrate the so-called hard problem of consciousness, an enigma that appears impervious to conventional scientific methods. Neurologist Giulio Tononi proposed an innovative solution to this challenge through a top-down approach known as Integrated Information Theory, IIT. According to this theory, we can define consciousness by identifying the common factors shared by all entities known to possess consciousness. Tononi highlights that conscious entities share certain properties. They gather information and integrate it. Consequently, EIT defines consciousness as the integration of information. Using this theory, any complex system can be assigned a value that indicates how integrated that system is, thus providing an information-theoretical measure of consciousness. Any system with a number greater than 0 possesses some degree of consciousness. This is where the concept becomes intriguing. While it is clear that this definition encompasses animals and humans with brains, it also theoretically includes machines. According to IIT, Systems such as the Internet could possess a form of consciousness due to their complex information integration. Even more fascinating is the possibility that the universe itself, a vast system continually integrating information on a grand scale, from atomic collisions to complex chemical reactions, might possess a form of consciousness. At any given moment, the universe is a colossal processor of information, integrating countless data points across a vast array of processes. This integration occurs on a scale so immense that replicating it would require extraordinarily powerful supercomputers. By applying Tononi's IIT, one might propose that the universe itself has a degree of consciousness, challenging our traditional views of both consciousness and the cosmos. Integrated information theory presents a profound and revolutionary perspective on consciousness, suggesting that it is an intrinsic property of any complex information integrating system. This idea not only expands our understanding of consciousness beyond biological entities, but also opens up the possibility that the universe itself might be conscious in some form. The second statement delves into the concept of quantum consciousness. Some theorists have made compelling analogical arguments linking panpsychism with the perplexing phenomena observed in quantum physics. The American philosopher Lycan once proposed an intriguing perspective on the emergence of consciousness. He stated, "One little monitor does make for a little bit of consciousness. More monitors and better integration and control make for more and fuller consciousness." In this context, Lycan regards monitoring and integration as fundamental components of consciousness, echoing the ideas presented by Giulio Tononi in his integrated information theory. There are numerous ways to frame the argument for quantum panpsychism, and one approach leverages this monitoring and integrating definition. Consider the quantum property known as entanglement, where two photons exhibit correlated polarizations. The polarization of one photon influences the other, regardless of the distance separating them, implying that, in a very real sense, each photon is monitoring the other. This suggests that the small degree of consciousness described by Lycan might indeed exist at the quantum level, where monitoring occurs on an incredibly small scale throughout the universe. However, a significant challenge remains: understanding how this monitoring would extend into an integrated network akin to those discussed in integrated information theory. Quantum consciousness proposes that consciousness might be a fundamental feature of the universe, rooted in the very fabric of quantum mechanics. The theory suggests that the strange and non-intuitive behaviors observed at the quantum level, such as entanglement, superposition, and wave function collapse, may be indicative of a primitive form of consciousness inherent in all matter. This perspective challenges the traditional view that consciousness is a unique property of biological systems with highly developed brains. The phenomenon of entanglement shows that particles can be deeply interconnected, exhibiting instantaneous correlations regardless of distance. If we interpret this as a form of monitoring, it suggests a rudimentary level of awareness at the quantum level. This could mean that consciousness is not an emergent property of complex systems alone, but is instead a fundamental aspect of all matter. In quantum mechanics, particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, superposition, until observed or measured. This inherent potentiality might be linked to the nature of consciousness, which is capable of imagining multiple scenarios and possibilities. This connection between potential states and conscious thought could further support the idea of a quantum basis for consciousness. The act of observation in quantum mechanics causes the collapse of the wave function, determining the state of a particle. This observer effect hints at a profound relationship between consciousness and physical reality. If observation is a form of consciousness interacting with the universe, it suggests that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping reality. The concept of quantum consciousness not only expands our understanding of consciousness, but also bridges the gap between physics and philosophy. It challenges us to rethink the nature of reality and the role of consciousness within it. If consciousness is indeed a fundamental aspect of the universe, it implies that every particle, every bit of matter, participates in the grand tapestry of awareness that defines our existence. Quantum consciousness offers a revolutionary perspective that consciousness might be embedded in the very principles governing the universe. This idea, while still in its theoretical infancy, invites us to explore the profound interconnectedness of all things and reconsider the boundaries between the physical and the conscious. The third theory to consider is non-emergentism. Unlike the previous arguments, which suggest that consciousness might emerge from integrated informational systems, non-emergentism posits that consciousness may not be emergent at all. As the name suggests, non-emergentism is based on the idea that emergent properties do not exist. According to this theory, the basic properties of complex systems can be reduced to the simplest components of those systems. In other words, nothing comes from nothing, and consciousness must be inherent not only in entire systems but also in their most basic components. Non-emergentism proposes that consciousness is a universal property of matter, present throughout the entire material universe. One of the most intriguing arguments supporting this idea combines non-emergentism with evolutionary theory. Many theorists, including the English mathematician and philosopher William Kingdon Clifford, have argued that evolution creates complex systems from simpler ones, but does not generate entirely new properties, such as consciousness. This means that the simple components of biological systems must contain the same properties as the entire system, including consciousness. To better understand this argument, let's take a quick trip backward through our evolutionary timeline. At what point did our ancestors develop consciousness? Was it with the emergence of our species? This seems unlikely, given that our ancestors also had intricate brains and nervous systems. What about the emergence of vertebrates? This too seems improbable, considering the exceptional intelligence of many mollusks, like squid and octopi. Even single-cell organisms carry out input-output processes, storing, processing, and integrating data, which could be equivalent to a form of consciousness. Non-emergentism challenges the traditional view that consciousness arises solely from complex neural networks. Instead, it suggests that consciousness is a fundamental aspect of all matter, present even in the simplest forms. This theory implies that every particle in the universe possesses a rudimentary form of consciousness, which becomes more apparent and complex as systems evolve. If consciousness is a basic property of matter, then it is present everywhere in the universe. This perspective aligns with Panpsychism, which posits that all matter has a form of consciousness, albeit at varying degrees of complexity. From this viewpoint, even inanimate objects and simple particles possess a basic level of awareness. Non-emergentism suggests that consciousness has been a constant presence throughout evolutionary history. This means that as life forms evolved and became more complex, their consciousness evolved as well. The intricate brains and nervous systems of advanced organisms are not creating consciousness, but rather enhancing and expressing an underlying universal consciousness. Traditional scientific approaches often reduce complex phenomena to their simplest components. Non-emergentism takes this further by asserting that these simple components themselves possess the properties of the larger system, including consciousness. This challenges the idea that consciousness is a product of complexity alone, and instead views it as an inherent quality of all matter. If consciousness is a fundamental property of matter, this raises intriguing questions about artificial intelligence. Could machines, as they become more complex, also possess some degree of consciousness? Non-emergentism suggests that if we build systems that integrate and process information in ways similar to biological systems, they might exhibit a form of consciousness. Non-emergentism offers a radical shift in our understanding of consciousness. It proposes that consciousness is not an emergent property of complex neural networks, but a universal aspect of all matter. This theory invites us to reconsider the nature of consciousness and its presence throughout the universe, challenging us to explore the profound interconnectedness of all things. So, is the universe conscious? The question of whether the universe is conscious remains one of the most profound and elusive mysteries of our time. The theories we've explored, integrated information theory, quantum consciousness, and non-emergentism, each offer unique perspectives and raise intriguing possibilities. While none of these theories provide definitive proof, they collectively suggest that consciousness might be a more fundamental aspect of reality than we have traditionally believed. Integrated information theory, proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, suggests that consciousness arises from the integration of information within a system. Any system that can integrate information to a significant degree possesses some level of consciousness. This implies that consciousness is not limited to biological entities, but could extend to artificial systems, and even the universe itself, given its vast and complex information processing capabilities. The idea that the universe could be conscious, integrating countless amounts of data from atomic collisions to large-scale chemical reactions, opens up a fascinating realm of possibilities. Quantum consciousness explores the strange phenomena observed in quantum physics, such as entanglement, where particles seem to communicate instantaneously across vast distances. The idea here is that if particles can exhibit interconnectedness and monitoring at the quantum level, they might possess a rudimentary form of consciousness. This perspective aligns with Panpsychism, which posits that all matter has some level of consciousness. The challenge remains in understanding how this basic consciousness might scale up to the integrated, complex consciousness we experience. Non-Emergentism takes a different approach, arguing that consciousness is not an emergent property, but a fundamental aspect of matter itself. This theory suggests that consciousness exists in the simplest components of the universe and is present throughout the entire material cosmos. If consciousness is indeed a universal property, then every particle and system in the universe might possess some degree of awareness. This idea challenges our conventional understanding and invites us to see consciousness as an intrinsic part of the fabric of reality. While these theories are far from conclusive, they point toward a more interconnected and conscious universe. They challenge us to expand our perspectives and consider that consciousness might not be exclusive to humans, or even to life as we know it. Instead, consciousness could be a fundamental property woven into the very structure of the universe. The question of whether the universe is conscious remains open and speculative. These theories, though imperfect, offer tantalizing glimpses into the possibilities of a conscious universe. They encourage ongoing exploration and inquiry into the nature of consciousness and its place in the cosmos. The concept of a mental universe. The idea that the universe is fundamentally mental suggests that all phenomena, life, matter, and energy, are manifestations of an infinite universal mind. This perspective implies a profound interconnectedness among all things, as they exist within the mind of the universal consciousness and are subject to the laws governing created entities. We can think of this mental universe as an infinite intelligence, an intelligent field, or even the nature of consciousness itself, engaging in a continuous dialogue of thought. The principle of mentalism posits that energy, power, and matter are subordinate to the mind, manifesting both within us and in the nature of all things. By viewing our actions and thoughts as interactions of thought with thought, we begin to understand the first principle of mentalism, which helps us grasp the laws of the mental universe. The concept that all is mind aligns seamlessly with Hermetic philosophy, linking consciousness with timeless wisdom and revealing that the universe's core is rooted in the power of the mind. Hermeticism explores the interconnectedness of the microcosm and the macrocosm, echoing the idea that the universe reflects our thoughts. The Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, as below, so above, mirrors the principle that the laws of the cosmos reflect the laws of our minds. The 7 Hermetic principles, which guide the workings of the universe, mesh well with the principle of mentalism, highlighting the importance of thoughts in shaping reality. This interplay of thought, mentalism, and Hermeticism offers pathways for personal transformation through mindful thinking and deliberate choices. Quantum physics uncovers a realm where particles behave in ways that challenge conventional understanding. Subatomic entities, such as electrons, exist in multiple states simultaneously and only collapse into a definite state upon observation. This behavior suggests that consciousness, through the act of observation, plays a pivotal role in shaping reality. Electrons, for instance, dance around atomic nuclei, influenced by probabilities rather than set paths, reflecting the universe's inherent flexibility and the role of consciousness in weaving its patterns. The connection between consciousness and the universe extends beyond subatomic particles to encompass the entire cosmos. Galaxies, stars, and cosmic bodies interact in a grand cosmic dance, prompting us to question whether these events are purely mechanical or indicative of a conscious cosmic mind at work. Scientists observe patterns and order in the universe's apparent chaos, suggesting a universal consciousness guiding these phenomena. The idea that all is mind leads us to consider the link between our personal consciousness and the universe's larger intelligence, proposing that our shared consciousness might influence the entire cosmos. Plato's philosophy, which divides reality into the material world of fleeting appearances and the world of eternal ideas or forms, resonates with the notion of a mental universe. Plato posited that our sensory perceptions are mere imitations of ideal forms, accessible only through intellectual contemplation. This perspective invites us to consider that our perceptions, shaped by consciousness, are reflections of timeless ideals. As we explore the boundaries of our understanding, we find ourselves contemplating whether we are mere observers of a cosmic tapestry or active participants in its creation. Physicist John Wheeler proposed the participatory anthropic principle, suggesting that the universe exists in a state of potentiality until observed by conscious beings. Our active observation brings clarity to the nebulous landscape of possibilities, shaping reality in ways that defy conventional explanation. Wheeler's proposition underscores the deep connection between consciousness and existence, resonating with Albert Einstein's vision of a cosmic sense of connectedness. This principle invites us to explore the frontiers of our understanding, pondering the boundaries of reality, and embracing the idea that our consciousness plays a crucial role in the unfolding narrative of the cosmos. When it comes to grasping the essence of reality, consciousness, and existence, our understanding is still in its infancy. We often wonder about the nature of reality itself. Are we perceiving an objective, external world, or is our reality filtered through the lens of our consciousness? Is the universe as we perceive it, or does it conceal dimensions and facets beyond our sensory capabilities? These questions challenge our comprehension, making us question whether our perceptions capture the entirety of what exists. Exploring further, we encounter the intricate relationship between consciousness and matter. Does consciousness emerge solely from the complex interactions of neurons in our brains, or could it transcend our physical bodies? Is there a deeper connection between the observer and the observed, suggesting that our consciousness influences the world around us? These queries invite us to reconsider the boundaries of consciousness. The realm of quantum mechanics adds another layer of intrigue. Quantum phenomena challenge our classical understanding of cause and effect. Is it possible that the very act of observation collapses probabilities into concrete outcomes? Could consciousness itself be entwined with these quantum mysteries, shaping the very fabric of reality? These questions push the limits of our understanding and invite interdisciplinary exploration. Delving into the nature of time, we find ourselves pondering its true essence. Is time an objective constant, or does it bend and warp in response to our perception and experience? Could the past, present, and future be interconnected in ways that defy our linear understanding? These questions invite us to reconsider the nature of our temporal existence and explore the mysteries of time. To decipher the nature of reality, we must contemplate the distinction between an objective external world and the realm of perception. Philosophical perspectives like idealism suggest that reality is a product of consciousness, implying that what we perceive shapes our reality. Advances in neuroscience and psychology offer insights into how our perceptions are constructed in the brain. However, reconciling these viewpoints remains a challenge. A comprehensive approach might involve studying perception, exploring the limits of our senses, and understanding how our subjective experiences contribute to our understanding of reality. The origin of consciousness remains a philosophical and scientific puzzle. Neuroscience endeavors to decipher how brain processes give rise to consciousness, exploring the interplay of neural networks and biochemical interactions. Theories like Panpsychism propose that consciousness is an inherent property of all matter, suggesting that it is not solely confined to the brain. Scientifically, understanding the neural basis of consciousness through brain imaging and neural modeling provides valuable insights. Additionally, exploring altered states of consciousness, such as meditation or psychedelic experiences, offers unique perspectives on the nature of consciousness. Addressing questions about the influence of consciousness on quantum phenomena involves interdisciplinary thinking. The role of observation in collapsing quantum probabilities remains a topic of debate. Quantum experiments, such as the famous double-slit experiment, shed light on the behavior of particles when observed and unobserved. Research in quantum mechanics, experimental physics, and quantum information theory provides insights into the nature of quantum interactions and how they might intersect with consciousness. Philosophically, the nature of time as an objective constant or a subjective experience remains an open question. Physicists explore theories like Einstein's theory of relativity, which suggests that time dilation occurs based on velocity and gravity. Uniting relativity with quantum mechanics through theories like quantum gravity might provide a more comprehensive understanding. Studying time perception through psychology and neuroscience unveils how our minds process temporal experiences and the potential for subjective time dilation during various situations. Is humankind still evolving? Absolutely. Everything in nature is in a state of continuous evolution. Are we on a collective path toward a transhuman realization of the divine or a greater consciousness? It is difficult to say definitively. However, one thing is clear. The nature of nature itself is hidden in plain sight. In those rare and fleeting moments when we set aside our biases, we glimpse nature for what it truly is. This is how we apprehend the divine and encounter the greater consciousness of the universe itself. The names and attributes we project onto this phenomenon only underscore our ignorance. The force behind nature is unfathomable, and its consciousness transcends words. The universe is a strange and fascinating place. Our journey to understand it is ongoing, filled with wonder and excitement. By exploring and questioning, we embark on a cosmic ride that is truly unique and exhilarating. Continue watching my other videos on this topic, and let's keep exploring the mysteries of the universe together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.